the pitch is looped toward shortstop. Petroselli's back. He's got it. The Red Sox win. And it's pandemonium on the field.
Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show, brought to you each week by the National Sports Collectors Convention. Join us every Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and get the latest news from the greatest experts in the sports collectibles world. You can watch us on the Great American Collectibles Facebook page, as well as YouTube, or you can listen to us on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, or any of your favorite podcast platforms. And now your hosts, award-winning sports collectibles author Tom Zappola and Boston sports media personality John Mallory.
Wait. John Mallory, Tom Zappola. John, we have no guest host with us?
This is it.
We have a special guest host.
We do have a special guest.
This is going to be a crazy show. Anything goes. Louis in the house. Our guest, by the way, happens to be our partner, Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli. Hey, Rick, how you doing?
All right, I'm a guest.
Alive, are you? Still alive, are you?
Yeah, still breathing, but I'm a guest, huh? Thanks.
You're our guest today.
Oh, I thought you said guest, Guess.
No, guest. All right.
All right,
Before
go
we get
ahead.
started, we're going to give a little backstory to our viewers and to our listeners. We decided we had a guest host scheduled for today, but we decided after Lou, myself, and JM talked, we decided to push him out and bring Rico in. It just was a JM week, but we decided to ask Rico to come, and here's the backstory. So last Wednesday, I called Rico up. Tuesday I texted him, didn't hear anything. Left a message, nothing. Emailed, nothing. And now I called him to ask if he and Elsie want to join Ellen and I Saturday night for dinner at our favorite dump called the Chateau, because they have good chicken parm, and that's about all they have. But so on Wednesday, I texted Rico, nothing. Now, keep in mind that this was the week that the Red Sox, 75 Red Sox were being honored for the whole week by the Boston Red Sox. So I know that Rico was going to appear at Fenway Park. As actually, he was going to be in the booth with a couple of the announcers. They were going to do a nice 1 hour special that they recorded several years ago on Rico and on Yaz and on Fisk. Really cool stuff.
Instead, we got 8 hours of Rick Wise.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, make a long story short, I called Rico. He did not answer. And I said, man, this is not Rico. So I called Elsie. I says, Else, this was Wednesday. I said, is Rico on his way to the ballpark? Where the hell is he? She says, Tom, Rico's in the hospital. I said, what? She said, he's in the hospital and he's being operated on tomorrow or Friday. I says, Elsie, what's going on? Make a long story short, Rico, you can continue.
Well, no, it started, I went for an infusion. This is for psoriatic arthritis, right? A lot of people have that. And I get an IV and the medicine goes in for an hour, So the nurse got to take your vitals. So she takes my blood pressure. It's okay. Then she takes my pulse and she's looking and she says, your pulse is 30. It should be 60. I said, what? I said, geez. She says, I'm not going to give you infusion with this. Let's try it. Let's see again. Let me do it again. Sure, same thing. So she called the doctor. They put me in the emergency room. They went over a few things, and then they went to a room. Now, I was going to, a couple of days later, I was due to take one of the, the clogging of the arteries, one of those tests. They put dye in.
It's called the clog test, yeah.
The clog test, yeah. So they didn't do that yet. They were going to do that tomorrow, but the doctor comes in and says, this is very low, and you have problems. I said, I've had, I can't sometimes breathe, take a full breath. It's a little not pain in my chest, but it's
Now we have noticed that we've talked about it over the
Yeah.
last year. Being together, yeah, right? We've talked about it.
Yeah. So that year before we went to Florida, when I went to the doctor, he says, "Don't worry about the stick, the dizziness. Listen to me. Don't worry about the dizziness." I said, "Okay, I won't worry about the dizziness."
By the way, it was a
Nice.
vet. It wasn't a doctor. He was a vet. Go ahead.
That could be. I might have gone in the wrong freaking door. I knew that. So anyway, here I'm dizzy. I got tightness and all that, and boy, this hospital was great. St. Joseph's Hospital here in Nashua, New Hampshire. Anyway, put a plug in for them. So anyway, I go.
Are you getting paid? Because I know you don't do plugs unless you.
No, I was hoping, but so I got all kinds of things in me. They're taking blood. They're doing this all night long. This thing's going off and on. I slept 2 hours a night. So by the third, went in for the clogged artery test, and the guy said, when the doctor came back, when I went back upstairs, he says, "Geez, it's not bad. We're not going to do anything with that. But the slow heartbeat, what happens is when you got that, not enough blood gets to all areas of your heart." Remember, Tom, I was telling you about my legs? I walked 50 feet, and my legs were killing me. Right now, nothing. The legs feel great.
That's awesome.
So anyway, they said
that's because they cut the legs off. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, but they drained them.
That'll do it.
So they said I got to put a pacemaker in. And I says, "All right, hey, listen, do what you got to do. I've had this long. I know it's not just something that just came on." So
yeah,
here we are. They put a pacemaker in.
What was it? A couple of hours, Rick? How long did it?
Yeah, an hour and a half or so. And it's in this side here, left side.
I got to ask you a question. Is the pacemaker is it a Japanese made or Taiwan?
Chinese. No, I don't know.
How much was the tariff?
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, now listen to this one, guys. So here's the comment from Elsie. When she says Rico's in the hospital, I asked her, I said, well, is he okay? And she says, no, he's really upset. I said, why? She said, because he's losing the money that the Red Sox were going to pay him for Wednesday night.
Hey, right? Those 2 days, I had two appearances, right? One in New Hampshire and one with the Red Sox. Oh, my God.
They didn't pay you because you were in the hospital?
Huh?
They didn't pay you because you were in the hospital?
Nah.
Well, actually, Michael said they did call the Red Sox. He called Sarah at the ballpark, right?
Well, they got somebody else, of course. But
yeah, that's when they started.
I couldn't go.
They brought
Maybe I could have.
Well, they did Rick Wise and Rick Burleson too. I mean,
Rooster. He's good.
Yeah, Rooster.
He lost the money from the appearances. That's why we have a live read for St. Joseph's Hospital bedpans later on. They make the best bedpans in the world. These people.
Oh, God.
They give good blood work and everything.
Tremendous.
But Rick, I got to tell you something. In deference to the Red Sox, that was nice because I know that that piece that they did on you was not scheduled. But they because you were supposed to be in the booth with them, they ran the whole thing. Was it about 45 minutes long, right?
Yeah, it was. He did that a couple of years ago.
It was really. Have you seen it, JM?
I don't think I've seen that.
Louis, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it without sound the other night.
It's really good, JM. You should check it out. It's 45
but
on
anyway,
Rico's career. Go ahead,
folks. The folks listening who are not from this area, we're all pretty much Red Sox fans, and 75th anniversary. You got to realize that for 86 years, the Sox couldn't win a World Series. We came close twice, and so this was a big thing. Even though we lost that series, it was a great World Series.
It was unbelievable. That was the greatest. That was the greatest World Series of all time. And we're going to talk about that.
Well, each team says the same thing every year.
Well, no, it was. It was right up there.
It might have been we'll talk more, but
Yeah, we're going to get into
it
this.
probably was the most significant World Series of all time.
All right, a couple of things before we get into this stuff. Rico, I was with a friend of yours on Sunday, and texted me and said, "Can you tell Rico?" So I'm going to read this to you. It says, "Rico, Tom told us about your medical issue. We love you and we'll pray for you, and we really look forward to seeing you in Florida, Caroline and Nick."
Oh, wow.
So that was nice.
Levitt.
Caroline Levitt and her husband Nick. For those of you that are liberals, tough crap. But for the rest of us, Caroline is a very dear friend of ours, and she really, really was concerned, Rico, that and they wanted us to make sure that you got the message. Listen, before we continue, I have a PSA I have to do for the National because they pay the bills. Hey, collectors and sports fans, this one's for you. The National Sports Collectors Convention is teaming up with hobbyists like you to support Make-A-Wish Illinois and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital through the 2025 card-raising sweepstakes. And it's your chance to win big for a great cause. Iconic prizes are up for grabs, like a 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle graded SGC5, an 86 Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 9, and an incredible original painting by sports artist Murray Henderson titled Chicago Sports Legends. Here's how it works. Donate just $25 to enter, and yes, you can enter up to 40 times. The more you give, the more chances you have to win, and 100% of the proceeds are split evenly between St. Jude's and Make-A-Wish Illinois. Winners will be drawn on August 6th, and all items will be on display at the 45th National Sports Card Convention. Don't wait. Head to nsccshow.com/card fundraising sweepstakes to enter today. It's a great cause, and we hope you guys take advantage of it. All right, what else? We got that. We're gonna talk about some Red Sox stuff. Oh, Louis, should we do the spot for Mike now, or should we wait? It's your call. You're the producer.
This might be a job, so we have to get it out of the way, I think.
Okay. So Rico, we got a call from our dear friend, my ex-partner, Mike Lamazzo from the Sicilian Corner Radio Show. Yeah. Mike and Louis and I worked together for about 15 years at least, Lou, right?
106, somewhere in there.
106 years. Lou is our producer, and Mike, I left the show a couple of years ago, and Mike has continued on with the show, doing very well. So evidently, he's doing a new segment in the show, Rick, and he asked us to ask you if you could do the lead-in that they can do every week. So we decided, instead of recording it, let's do it right now. So here's what you need to say. You ready?
Yeah.
Hello, this is Rico Petrocelli. Now it's time for Mikey, tell us more.
What? What the hell?
You're exactly right.
All right.
Wait a second.
That's an appropriate reaction to
Hello,
that.
this is Rico Petrocelli. What is it?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to read it again.
Hey, I got to write it down. I can't.
Hello, this is Rico Petrocelli. Now it's time for Mikey, tell us more.
Gee, many crickets. Time for Mikey. All right, let's listen. Mikey,
from a song in the Roaring 20s.
Yeah, Mikey, tell us more. Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Take one.
Hello, this is Rico Petrocelli. Now it's time for Mikey, screw out. I forgot. Time for Mikey. Oh,
right. Hold on. Take two.
Hello, this is Rico Petrocelli. Now it's time for Mikey. Tell us more.
Lou?
Aced it.
All right, we're good.
That's it. We got
now, Lou, if I know you've done this in the past, you should really do both versions to open up that segment.
What? I swore. That's all I need.
Now, the whole segment open is going to be you telling him how to read it and then watching him read
it. Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right, let's get to some Red Sox. Let's get to some Red Sox talk. By the way, I'm so glad, Louis, Louis, where are you?
I'm in the scoreboard at Fenway.
Nice.
Too hot in the studio today, so I moved to the
It
Scope.
looks like.
Well, the AC is down at the studio, so Louis up at Fenway. Oh,
That's Manny Ramirez behind you relieving himself, isn't it?
That's classic. That's
I
classic.
autographed it somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm covering the 99 All-Star game. I got to go in, and my autograph is here somewhere.
Is it really?
Yeah, I wrote it here somewhere.
You know what's kind of
Nice.
cool? What I like, I don't know if you watch on Nesson, the opening every game, they open up with Jaron Duran with his head inside the hole there, saying hi to the guys, and then he writes something down in the dirt. It's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Let's talk about, before we get into the
I'll miss
75
that when
series.
he's gone in a month.
I'm sorry?
I'll miss that when he's gone in a month.
Nah, Louis, I think he's going to stick around. You really think
Why
he's
do they
going to
want to trade him first
Well,
of all?
if they keep playing the way they are now, he's going to stick around. But
Yeah, I don't know if he's going anywhere. But
Why
let's talk.
him? He's a pretty good
Yeah,
player.
I agree with you, Rico. I know they have too many. What happens? Let's talk about, before we talk about the 75 Sox, let's talk about the current Red Sox. What happens when Matsuzaka comes back? Where does he play?
Well, somewhere he's got to come back in slowly. No, make him a DH.
Daisuke is coming back.
He's coming back today.
By the way,
He's serious. No,
I'll
did I
ask you
say
guys.
Matsuzaka?
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry.
yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, he's on a ship. He's on a ship in the Second World War. But
Whatever his name is. I get him all confused.
no, would you agree that the Red Sox, this Red Sox team, by the way, this is one of the worst collapses I've seen in a team from the Northeast, the Yankees. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're calling for the manager's head and now. But do the Red Sox need one player, to get them possibly in the playoffs?
JM, what do you think?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think they need anybody. I think there's talent enough on this team to at least get a wild card. I felt that way coming in. You were very optimistic last year, Zap. I was not.
I know.
This year, I was very optimistic with the moves they made. And listen, I'm an Alex Cora guy. I love Cora. I think he's one of the best managers in the game. However, I always do judge a manager on getting the most out of your talent. And I think there's more talent on this team than the record shows. I'm not calling for them to fire Alex Cora. I think he's great. And I think we're starting to see it now. But I don't look anything at this team and say, oh, they need – can you always get more pitching? Can you get a little bit of help in the bullpen? Okay. But this team has what it takes right now. They just have to play better and get the pitching and the hitting going together at the same time, which they're kind of starting to do.
Lou?
Here's my take on this. Bregman coming back is the bat they need, so I don't have a problem with the offense. Here's the thing with Garrett Crochet. 120 innings pitched. His career high is 140. How much gas does he have left? They're going to need another arm. They're going to need another starter. If they can get it for Duran, I think this is a situation where it's sell high, because I don't think his price is ever going to be higher than it is right now.
So what do you think what do they get for him, a number 3?
Oh, who knows? Yeah, but anybody who can eat some innings and just sit behind. I mean, Gio's doing fine, and Garrett Crochet's pitching really well. And I'm not knocking Garrett Crochet at all, but there's only so many innings he can go. He's already at 120.
But Lou, you're okay with taking that bat out of the lineup? You think the young kids they have and the people they have can overcome that? Because, I get it. The Devers thing, I know there was some stuff outside of the game on that, but you're going to take another solid bat out of that lineup?
No, I understand, but you got to give something to get something. And Yoshida's coming back. Bregman's coming back. Anthony's coming into his own.
Yeah.
I think you need a spot for Anthony. If you're going to bring Yoshida in, how do you manage the outfield at that point? Rafaela has got to stay in center field. You're not going to get much for Abreu. Duran is the trade chip. He's the guy who can actually draw something.
Yeah,
and you're probably not going to get much for Yoshida if you decide to do that.
So what does Yoshida become, the DH?
He kind of has to, doesn't he? I mean, he can't play first. He's like 5'6", so he can't play first.
Hey, Lou, do you think Matsuzaka is that arm that the Red Sox need that Zap said they're bringing back, even though he's 51 now?
It was an honest mistake.
Because that could be the guy.
Get them all mixed up. So,
I heard
Really.
I heard Mike Paxton is available as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Let me ask you
bring
this,
him
Rico.
back.
I've been thinking about
Yeah.
it since all this celebration of the 75 World Series. That was a rookie year for Rice and Freddie Lynn.
Yeah.
And they came into a team full of veterans. They had you, they had Yaz, they had Fisk, they had a bunch of guys that could guide these two guys. Roman Anthony and Salomea don't have that except for Bregman, who hasn't been around so much.
Yeah, but they
We had a
They
deep,
have enough
we had a
veterans.
deep pitching staff. We had
So-
Keon and
yeah, but Rico,
Rico-
you guys had some big bats too. I mean, you guys were home. They had some home run
all
hitters.
right, but
Jimmy Rice.
Hey, the pitching, Lee. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you win? 17
Tion.
games. I mean,
Tion.
yeah, Tion. And,
Hey, So Rico,
So-
Lou made a good point. Can I ask, did Lynn and Rice need that kind of help from the veterans? It seemed like they hit the ground running.
yeah, but they had no choice.
Right.
I mean, they better. We talked. They asked a lot. They asked, "What do you think?" and all that. Which but they were
something.
too-
Rooster
too
was only. I
talented.
didn't realize this. Rick
He was a-
Wilson was only 22 or 23.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
and by
was-
the way, Evans was young then too.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had terrific talent, but the pitching staff, I'm telling you, which I don't think Giolito is pitching well. You see what he's doing? He
he's doing a
reminds me
good
of
job.
Catfish Hunter. You see what he's doing? He's throwing up high, just out of the strike zone. They're chasing it, and then he throws some off-speed stuff, which they're chasing. Every time he makes a mistake down lower, they haven't killed him, but he gets a base hit. If he can
Before we
keep that
take
up.
a break, can Beulah come around? I mean, he's a lot better pitcher
He's
than
got
he's
none. I
been
ain't
pitching.
kidding me. He's down the middle a lot. He doesn't have the stuff. He doesn't have the velocity he had. But he's still, he could win some games. But
What do you guys think?
Crotchett's pretty good, but I agree with you, Lou. It's you got a lot of games left. I mean, 162 games scheduled, boy. That's tough.
Yeah.
I don't
All right,
know.
listen, we're going to
I
take
don't
a quick
much
break.
Bueller myself.
We got a lot to talk about. We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
Lou's in the house, Rico's in the house, JM is in the house, the gang, the whole team is here. We're talking 75 Red Sox. We're going to talk a little bit about everything except politics. No politics. We're not talking politics. With that being said, hang in there, and we shall be right back.
Right there, our stage.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Curry, a two-time child cancer survivor, recipient, and advocate for Lucy's Love Bus. The mission of Lucy's Love Bus, 501c3 nonprofit, is to provide joy, comfort, and quality of life for the entire family of children with cancer. Since 2006, they have delivered love and comfort to over 3,000 children with cancer and their family members across New England. The dream of Lucy Grogan, an 11-year-old cancer patient, was to help kids with cancer who are suffering right now, before there is a cure, by offering free, integrative therapies like art, music, horseback riding, and many other activities. Unfortunately, Lucy passed away, but her dream lives on, and today Lucy's Love Bus is thriving.
I'm Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli. I hope that you'll consider supporting Lucy's Love Bus and all of those children who have been stricken by cancer. The Great American Collectibles Show is partnering with Lucy's Love Bus to help these kids. Let's continue Lucy's dream. Please go to lucyslovebus.org for more information.
Since 1996, Brian Drent and the staff at Denver's Mile High Card Company have led the charge in the collectibles hobby. Mile High is a full-service dealer specializing in buying and selling cards and offers a competitive consignment program for all collectors. Whether it be their computerized want list service, appraisals, or auction services, Mile High has it all. If you've been searching for a company with a selection of high-grade vintage 1888 to 1970 baseball cards and memorabilia that shares your passion, aim high, Mile High. Go to milehighcardco.com or call 303-840-2784 for more information.
Hi, everyone. This is Rico Petroselli. JustCollect.com, a leader in the vintage sports card industry, is giving free appraisals on your vintage cards. They'll evaluate your collection for free and let you know the value of it at no cost and no obligation. If you're ready to sell, JustCollect.com will offer you industry-leading prices to buy your card collection. To begin your free baseball card appraisal, visit JustCollect.com or call them at 732-828-2261. That's justcollect.com for your free vintage card appraisals and top buy prices for your cards. Check out justcollect.com today.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
With record-breaking sales from everything from the white border T206 Honus Wagner for $3.12 million to some great items that support the Jackie Robinson Foundation, Golden Auctions has set the highest standards for the finest in sports cards, autographs, and game-used memorabilia. We're always accepting consignments of high-end premium sports treasures or entire collections. Please register for our next auction and bid now at goldenauctions.com. That's golden with an I. We at Golden Auctions are committed to providing unsurpassed customer service for the discriminating collector. That's exactly why we're the leader in the industry. Visit goldenauctions.com or call 856-767-8550. Remember, Golden Auctions. We don't just break records, we shatter them.
How would you like to own the bat that was used by your favorite player when he hit that towering home run or game-winning base hit? Now look no further than JT Sports, specializing in the sale and authentication of professional game-used bats. As the official authenticators of professional model game-used bats for PSA DNA, JT Sports will guarantee the authenticity of any bat purchased from them. JT Sports also buys and sells game-worn uniforms, gloves, and baseball equipment. The unique quality of the collectible is what JT Sports is all about. Give them a call at 609-487-8003 or check them out at GameUseBats.com.
No intro music, Lou, huh? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we have music. I told you I was
okay. Okay. We are back. Rico's in the house.
That.
JM's in the house. Tom's in the house, and Louie's in the house.
I got to show you this, Tom. Wait a minute. See if you remember this.
You know something, Rick? I have one of those in my little case.
Yeah.
Joe gave us those. Joe Orlando. Remember at the National?
Yeah. That was the first National that I went to, right?
He gave us one. Look how much younger we looked.
Yeah. Well, I looked younger, but you looked old.
Yeah, you both look 70.
All right, listen, before we get into more Rico talk, it is it's the highlight of this show. The GAX AI Sweet 16 NBA All-Time Tournament, powered by Danny Shapiro, the basketball savant, and sponsored by our good friend Paul Borges and the gang at PB Collectibles.
Rico, you can take a little nap for the next.
I'm gonna now. Go ahead.
Just like distract us from the basketball season by doing this in season.
As I say every year, this is a tough room.
Sorry, Seth. Do the tagline for PB. Do it again. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have one.
I interrupted you. You were saying brought to you by PB Collectibles.
Go to pbcollectibles.com for the card or sports memorabilia that you like. And by the way, later on this summer, Rico, you're going to be doing a signing down there in Rhode Island.
Well, I'm waiting to get the date.
Can I come?
I can
waiting to get the check.
Are you doing it at?
Charge my batteries.
Are you doing it at the store, at PB's store?
Yeah, on the sidewalk. He's going to be out.
I've been there. I've been to the store.
He's going to be on the sidewalk.
John,
yes,
don't take him as an agent to get your stuff.
Let me tell you something. I've gotten you more gigs than you've gotten.
8 years.
No,
right?
I've gotten you more gigs than you've gotten yourself more gigs.
Yeah,
Don't give me that stuff.
Rico got Bob Berger and I more gigs in Nashua than you've gotten him. So,
That's right.
remember that, Rico? Those days?
Yeah.
All right. This
Anyway.
week, the results of this was a good game. The number 3, 1985-86 Boston Celtics versus the number 14, 1970-71 Milwaukee Bucks. And here is the play-by-play. Well, not play-by-play. Just keep in mind the record for the 85-86 Celtics, 67 wins, 15 losses. Key players, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, Bill Walton. What a hell of a team. That was one hell of a team.
You forgot Greg Kite.
Yeah, that's a good point. Strengths. This team, widely considered one of the greatest NBA teams ever, possessed a dominant front court with Bird, McHale, and Parrish, and a skilled backcourt with Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge. They were known for their excellent passing, shooting, and defense, and notably went 40-1 at home during the regular season.
Yep.
On the other hand, the 70-71 Bucks, they came in with a 66-16 record. Key players in that team, Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Can I just say, can we ban this card from ever being shown again?
Can I tell you something? That card, and Louis, that's a good point because I don't like it either. But that is that card is worth tremendous amount of money. That's just
that's exactly the point. When we were doing the show on PSA, I'd go to the PSA site all the time, and this card was on the front page with whatever the freaking number was for
exactly.
And I broke like 20 of them when I was a kid. Like I had $500,000 in these cards when I was a kid.
It looks like a picture that my grandmother had in her pantry.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. Oscar Robertson, Bobby Dandridge, John McLaughlin also on the team. The strengths featured a powerful duo in Alcindor and Robertson, leading the league in points per game. They were a highly efficient offensive team with all starters averaging double figures and shooting 50% or better from the field. The Bucks were a top offensive team, while the Celtics were known for both scoring and defense. But here's the conclusion. While both teams were historically great, the 85-86 Celtics had the edge in this hypothetical matchup. Their well-rounded roster, adaptability to different styles of play and depth, especially with Bill Walton coming off the bench, gave them a slight advantage. Their strong defense and perimeter shooting also posed a significant challenge for the Bucks. The Bucks struggled to contain Bird, and the experience of both Walton and Parrish made it more difficult for Jabbar. Instead, the Celtics beat this team by a score of 106 for the Celtics and the Bucks 94. 106-94 Celtics. I kind of agree with that. What do you guys think?
I do not agree with that.
Really?
I think in reality, the Celtics win by 25 points in this game.
Wow.
All due respect to Jabbar, the big O at that time stood for old. Okay. And when the third or fourth guy you mentioned on the team is John McLaughlin, okay, and my sixth guy is Bill Walton, I get it. AI, blah, blah, blah. Reality, Celtics blow. Listen, the 85-86 Milwaukee Bucks might have been better than the 70-71 Milwaukee Bucks. So no, I don't buy this at all.
I don't.
12, unless the Celtics were up by 30 and then benched everyone in the fourth quarter. I think the Celtics 85-86 were 10 times the team.
I don't disagree with you, Jay.
3 7-footers, right? With
I don't disagree with you on that one. 106-94 is a little closer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a blowout too. Lou, what do you think?
Who would win in a fight, Larry Bird or Angel Reese? On the floor. Who would win that fight?
I'm going Reese on that one. I think.
No, I think Larry would take her.
No, I think John's right. I think that Milwaukee team was on the downside and that Celtics team was at its height. That's one of the best teams ever. I mean, just the depth alone is incredible.
I was at game 2 of that series. I was in college at the Garden. Yeah,
Really?
Actually, I got to tell you something though. Bobby Dandridge was a hell of a ball player. He was a good.
You were at game 2 of the 71 when they won the title.
I'm talking about Milwaukee when Milwaukee won it. Yeah.
When Milwaukee played the Celtics, or
Milwaukee was in the playoffs in the Celtics.
Gotcha.
I was at game 2 there.
Right.
A couple of friends from college, but Bobby Dandridge, he's a
player.
Ball player.
He was good later on with the Bullets too. He was still good. Yeah, he had a good career.
Rick, what do you think? Or do you care?
What's his card worth?
What?
What did he say?
What are your thoughts?
What are you talking about? I will. Wait a second. Give me some time. I'm on delay here. The Celtics had 3 7-footers. McHale was 6'11". All right, so whatever. But how are you going to beat them? And they were all great players. Bird and Johnson. And are you kidding me? You're right.
Even that little guard off Jerry Seasting off the bench. Yeah.
No, I agree. All right, next week's lineup. We have the 1986-87 Lakers versus the 82-83 Philadelphia 76.
Now listen, Zap. Listen, this is going to be the best game of the entire tournament.
Could be
because they were pretty close together. And remember, the Lakers and the Sixers met in the finals a few times in the 80s. So this is like a legit game era-wise. You know what I mean? So
it's going to be interesting. I agree.
My favorite.
I'm almost excited. I'm almost excited about the next game. Almost as excited as Rico is.
Now, Rico.
Yeah.
You have to. You got to earn your money.
Go ahead.
Before we get into some Rico Red Sox talk, how about telling us about our friend Tom Ruggie and the staff at Destiny Wealth Management, Mr. Petruselli?
Oh, wait a minute. I might need some oxygen for this.
Gotta change his battery and put his glasses on.
Actually, Elsie. Wait a minute.
Does Elsie? One is JR.
Does Elsie?
Wait, John, do you do the JR? It's a book.
Oh yeah, JRI cards. Yeah, you're right. Rico, does Elsie hook you up? Wait, does she hook you up to a charging station every night now?
Exactly. You know how they do with the golf carts? The golf carts, they put the 2 things.
She plugs you in?
Yeah. Yeah, plugs me in at night.
If he turns to the left, you can get Italian soccer.
I'm working on that. Well, listen, you know what? All this, let's not fool around because I want to talk to you about our friends. Tom Ruggie, which he is. He is our friends. How much time do we have? Yeah, right. And the staff at Destiny Wealth Management. I'm starting to tear. If you're a card or memorabilia collector, have you ever thought about how to manage your collection long term? Well, I certainly have. I'm thinking about this all the time. I look at my personal collection. Personal collection and through the advice and expertise of Tom Ruggie.
I'm begging you, help me here, God.
I liked him better when he was dizzy.
Wait a minute, Tom Ruggie.
All right, let's start again.
Yeah, let's start again.
What do you mean start again? I can't. You crazy? John, would you finish this, please?
No, absolutely not.
I didn't print it.
I'm getting dizzy. Eventually, put a liquidation plan together. They're really good. Professional help categorize, evaluate, and eventually put a liquidation plan together with dealers or auctioneers. If you or your family decides to sell your collection, it's important. Most importantly, you need to be aware of the tax ramifications when you liquidate. Although Zap and JM they begged me to include them when it comes time to depart with my 40th home run ball or my 67 World Series glove. They keep begging me every day. My nose is running. Home run. I'm going to. Hey, listen what he does now. College graduate. I'm going to Tom Ruggie. I'm going to Tom Ruggie and the Wealth Management Group. And don't forget, Ruggie Wealth Management will also handle all of your investment needs. Yeah, that's a sidebar. That's Ruggie Wealth Management, the go-to company to manage your collectible decisions. All kidding aside, we did an appearance down there.
Oh, we had a
really
blast
is.
with him.
Yeah,
He's
Tom's a great guy.
boy.
Tom's awesome.
Yeah, we did that was a fun time down in Florida with him.
Yeah, it was really good.
Rico, actually, you were quite good. You really had them laughing. You had them rolling in the aisles. Actually,
Tom, this was the second show and second episode of the show where we've almost lost Rico.
Hey, that's right. You know what? Now that I think about it, what the hell you make me read that for? Huh?
What do you think? What do you think?
Oh, you want me to get rid of me, huh?
No.
All right.
Rico, we weren't on the air for July 4th, but we're going to have you read the Declaration of Independence in the next segment.
Yeah, man. Oh, wait a minute. You think that was long and tedious? JR, he's one of our great
JR Icons. John's going to read that.
That's a book.
John's going to read
please.
I didn't print it, but I'll read it off my phone.
That's fine. All right, listen, let's get back. I want to talk a little bit about Rico, Bernie Cabo. How important? I mean, people still seem to undermine the importance of Bernie Cabo in Game 6 of the 75 series. If there's no Bernie Cabo, there's no Game 7, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, we were down 6-3, and things were going on. Like, we'd go 3 outs in a row. They come up 3 hours, like, ho hum, wait till this game's over. And then we finally put something together. I think I was up after Freddie, in that game. Freddie Lynn. And Freddie walked. I know I walked. I was on first base. And then he sent up Bernie to hit. Now, Bernie at that time, now he's just fabulous. He didn't know what stadium he was. He didn't know who the hell the pitcher was against. So what is he? He did a home run and come in and say, "Who was it, lefty or righty?" Yeah, Bernie. Okay, go sit in the bench. He had drug problems. His book is a fabulous book, and he had all kinds of problems. There were times where he explains that he had gone out in the morning, even of a day game, to look for drugs. At nights after the games, problems. He had a tough childhood. It really affected him. Yeah. And we didn't know the whole story. I mean, it was, we knew he was, spacey, but we didn't realize what was going on. And, he was drafted ahead of Johnny Bench with Cincinnati. So just to let you know.
Yeah, he was let go. Yeah, the Reds let him go. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets up there, first base, righty against the Raleigh Eastwick. He was a pitcher, and Raleigh
that was the best reliever. Yeah.
And actually, Raleigh still lives locally, doesn't he? I think he lives around here.
Yeah, New Hampshire. He lives around here. So he throws him, it's a pitch, and Bernie takes a swing like, oh my God, it was one of the worst swings. Oh, geez, Bernie, please, Bernie, you're in Fenway. You're facing a right-hander. And so next pitch, same thing. And okay, 0-2, I think it was. I don't know what it got to. 1-2, 2. Anyway, the next pitch, he gets the pitch. And bang. So on first base, I could see the trajectory. And we know he hit it good. And your ball kept going, and bang. Center field goes for a home run. The ball game is tied. And I think we shocked the Big Red Machine. No, we did. And so the ball game is tied up. But we had, we went to extra innings, and the hitting, they were a great hitting team. Yeah. The pitching was, hittable. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And now Fisk comes up. Yeah. Go ahead. You want to?
No, I was just saying, when Fisk came up, you were in the dugout?
I was in the dugout, yeah. I was, I don't think anybody was, Definitely was in there. So anyway, the guy that came in, Darcy, was a low sinker ball pitcher, sinker slider, and Fisk. Not that he couldn't hit the high pitch, because he could. I mean, in the strike zone, but notorious low ball hitter. Wow. So Darcy comes up and he throws him one and bang, Fisk. And Fisk used to have the game of the week. Every time they had the game of the week on Saturdays, he did a home run. It was incredible. And so here it goes, and looks like it could go foul. We could see it in the dugout. We're going, stay fair, stay fair. And Fisk famous, the move with his hands and all that, and it's fair ball. We win 6 games.
That's one of the most iconic shots in the history of the game.
And wasn't it like the story is like an accident? They got that shot because the shot they were going to use, there was a rat or something, and the cameraman got scared, so they had to cut to that shot of Fisk, and that's how we saw it. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wasn't it in left field? Was in the
right there.
Lou, right. It was inside there. That's right. And the guy had to go to the bathroom too, so it's good.
Hey, Rico, rain. Let's talk about the rain. I mean, you guys got rained out. How many days? 3 days in a row?
Yeah.
Did that impact? What kind of an impact did that have?
It impacted me. I know that. I was hitting. They were pitching me outside. I got a couple of hits up the middle, a couple of RBI. I felt great. Really felt good. I saw the ball well. And then 3 days. And then we went to the college. Was it Tufts University or Harvard? One of them. Told you I went to Harvard. But no, I think it was Tufts University. Inside, how much can you do inside? Took batting practice, tried to take ground balls, but it wasn't the same. It's so different.
Listen,
got back there.
We're going to take a break in another minute. Lou, we're going to run a little over. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, what are you doing today? You're going to be you're working at the ballpark. You're going to go to the game later on, have a few hot dogs, and everything is going to be good.
Sam Adams Suite and get some free lobster rolls, and I'm good to go.
There you go. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Rick, you know what we got to talk about? I know you're not going to want to talk about it. We're going to talk about the 76 season and when they released you, because it really is a good story. You talk about Zimmer and all that stuff that went on. It was unbelievable that how everybody was devastated that they released you. We're going to talk about that. Rico's in the house. JM's in the house. Louis in the house. We're going to take a quick break. We have one more segment. Hang in there. We shall be right back.
I'm Rebecca Curry, a 2-time child cancer survivor, recipient, and advocate for Lucy's Love Bus. The mission of Lucy's Love Bus, 501c3 nonprofit, is to provide joy, comfort, and quality of life for the entire family of children with cancer. Since 2006, they have delivered love and comfort to over 3,000 children with cancer and their family members across New England. The dream of Lucy Grogan, an 11-year-old cancer patient, was to help kids with cancer who are suffering right now, before there is a cure, by offering free, integrative therapies like art, music, horseback riding, and many other activities. Unfortunately, Lucy passed away, but her dream lives on, and today Lucy's Love Bus is thriving.
I'm Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli. I hope that you'll consider supporting Lucy's Love Bus and all of those children who have been stricken by cancer. The Great American Collectibles Show is partnering with Lucy's Love Bus to help these kids. Let's continue Lucy's dream. Please go to lucyslovebus.org for more information.
This is Brian Drent, president of Mile High Card Company. Is your sports card and memorabilia collection properly insured? For easily replaced personal property, homeowners insurance is all most people need. But for prized possessions that you may have spent a lifetime collecting, it doesn't go nearly far enough. Collectibles Insurance Services has been insuring for over 50 years. They offer a full range of protection and a $0 deductible at an affordable rate with no appraisals required. I know because they insure my collection. If you have a minute, go to collectinsure.com and learn more about insuring your personal card or memorabilia collection.
Pristine Auction is a family-owned and operated online auction. specializing in autographed memorabilia, sports cards, coins, art, and collectibles. Since their founding in 2010, they've grown to 2 facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, totaling over 60,000 square feet. Jared Cavalier and an incredible staff of over 150 team members serve a very large customer base and enjoy every minute of it. By working with leading authentication companies, Pristine ensures all items are 100% authentic. In addition, third-party authenticators regularly travel to Pristine Auction to provide authentication services on site. Pristine Auction strives to operate its business in a way that's honoring to God, their families, and their customers. With a strong focus on speed, quality, and premier customer service, their mission is to be the leading online auction for every level of collector and fan. Pristine also works for Hope Sports and Identity Hoops International, traveling to Mexico to build houses for the less fortunate. Pristine Auction offers several online auction formats with thousands of auctions ending each day. For more information, go to pristineauction.com. That's Pristine Auction, the best in the business.
If you're a discerning collector interested in owning the most important pieces in the hobby, look no further than Leland's Auctions. The original sports auction and appraisal house, Leland's was established in 1985 by legendary Pioneer founder Joshua Leland Evans. And today, President Mike Hefner carries on their tradition. From the Tom Brady card and memorabilia collection to the famed Boston Garden auction to high-end card auctions from every major sport, Leland's has always maintained the highest standards. Go to Lelands.com and get your bid in. That's Leland's, the hobby's leading sports auction house for 4 decades.
It's often been said that championships are won on the practice field, and world records come only to those willing to work harder than everybody else. Heritage Auctions is the world's largest collectibles auctioneer because we believe that becoming the best is only an invitation to the challenge of remaining the best. This requires the skills of the hobby's top experts, capable of identifying and maximizing value for our consigners. It requires the most visited website in the industry, courting a global audience of collectors over 1.5 million strong. It requires a dedicated press department that expands our global reach far beyond the entrenched hobby marketplace. It's hard work, but a simple premise. Present the finest collectibles to the largest population of potential buyers, and world records will come. We invite all listeners to put the unmatched power of Heritage Auctions to work for you. Auction evaluations are always free, and our commission-based fee structure ensures that our interests are always aligned. The highest possible price for your collectibles. There will always be new world records to chase, so let's chase them together. Visit our website at ha.com and request your no-obligation review today.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
Hey, I'm Mike Petroselli. If your company is looking for the best in marketing and promotional items, you'll hit a home run with Petroselli Marketing. With over 8,000 suppliers and 650,000 imprint-ready items, we can get your company the visibility it needs to get your maximum exposure. Whether it be office promotions, wearables, automotive, sports items, and everything in between, Petroselli Marketing can do it all. Our design staff will even work with you from concept to delivery and customize your products. At Petroselli Marketing Group, we will get your brand in front of your audience. Contact us at info@petrosellimkt.com or call us at 603-880-3202. That's Petroselli Marketing, where no dream is impossible.
Okay, we are back, and we lost Rico temporarily. It looks like a drone dropped a bomb on his computer.
Listen, don't open like that when the guy just had a pacemaker put in. All right, Jesus God.
He said temporarily.
Well, he's attempting to come on via his phone. So I'm thinking by the time he gets on, I'll be at the National.
Yeah, right.
Right. Anyway, in the meantime, JM, why don't you tell our viewers and listeners about our new sponsor, Finkelmeyer Insurance.
Brother, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency has been insuring collectibles since the early 1980s. The late Tom Finkelmeyer wrote the original sports memorabilia insurance policy when no one else in the industry was insuring sports collectibles. A lifelong collector of sports cars, Tom Sr. instilled the love of collecting in Tom Jr., the current president of Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency. Tom Finkelmeyer Jr., with 3 decades of insurance experience, has paired that expertise with 50 years of collecting. With a litany of professional designations, including counseling and risk management, Tom covers every aspect of your collectible insurance needs. Unlike some of the companies that sell collectibles insurance directly to the consumer online, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency is the only independent retail agent who specializes in sports memorabilia and collectibles nationwide, representing all major companies that sell collectibles insurance. There is no agent that insures more collectors, dealers, appraisers, auctioneers, or events in the collectibles hobby than Finkelmeyer Insurance. Our good friend and hobby legend John Tobby of JT Sports has been using Finkelmeyer Insurance for over 20 years. For more information, go to thefia.com. That's thefia.com. That's Finkelmeyer Insurance.
He's killing me. He's absolutely killing me. We're going to bring Rico on via my phone in a minute. But JR, while he's trying, JR, whatever your name is, JM, talk about JRI.
I am not guaranteeing I'm getting through this one. All right. If you
hold on, Rico, what did you say?
What did you say?
Yeah.
JR.
Yes, he is.
Tell him to turn it to channel 19. If you
all right, hold on, he's going to read it now, Rico. He's going to do your job.
I'm doing it right now. If you want to have an absolute blast at obtaining some great modern and vintage cards, you got to check out JRI Cards. Our paisan, Charlie the Iron Ripper Perino, along with Money Marco, the Dollar Girls, and the JRI gang, give you the chance to participate in opening a graded, unopened, and sealed fresh wax or cello pack of your favorite sport or non-sport favorite. It's easy. You buy in, Charlie opens the pack, and you get a pack fresh card. It's that simple. As a matter of fact, if you pulled that special jewel, the guys at JRI Cards will even have it graded for you on the house. Featured in the LA Times, ESPN, and USA Radio.
Wait. What was that, Lou, again?
No, it's just that's impressive. You can get it graded for free. I like it.
On the house. Yeah.
I want to break cards. That's what I want to do.
We're breaking spots right now is what we're doing. JRI is the hottest card pulling show on the internet. Charlie and his staff make it fun, entertaining, and enjoyable with his collection of hats and sound effects. And don't forget that JRI donates a part of their proceeds to various charities. That's JRI Cards. Check out their exclusive breaks and events that everyone is talking about. They're always digging up cardboard treasures. For a great hobby experience, go to jricards.com.
Very well done. Rico, did you hear how we did it?
I don't feel so bad about screwing up now.
No. No, Rico, we only have a few minutes left, and we're going to do on deck with Rico. But I've got to ask the question. So your computer crashed, and you can't get on your phone. Don't you think it may have something to do with the operator of those two devices?
No, absolutely not. You kidding? I didn't go to ITT school for nothing.
Could be interference from the pacemaker. You never know.
Wait a second. Lou's making a point. It could be interference from the pacemaker.
Oh, geez, vice versa. Maybe I shouldn't be on this.
As
anything electromagnet.
That's great.
Wait
a second.
As we used to say
John, what?
When I worked in IT, we used to say the issue is between the computer and the chair.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, listen, Rico, we have a couple of minutes. We just have a couple of minutes, so it's time for our segment On Deck with Rico, brought to us by our good friend Brian Dwyer and the great staff at REA Auctions. Don't forget,
Tom, we can't hear him, so you're gonna have to translate.
Yeah, don't forget to get your bid in by going to robertedwardauctions.com. That's Robert Edward Auctions for extraordinary results and extraordinary service. Now, when I put the mic up, you can't hear him at all? Oh, he's coming.
I think we got him back.
I don't know. We just got this.
Rick, you there?
I figured I'd put it up in his honor.
Oh. All right. Now, you can't hear him, guys, or can you hear him?
No, we can't hear him.
Rico, speak up.
I got the mic on.
You can't hear him?
No.
Oh, okay. They can't hear you.
I don't know what this connection is. Oh, it just dropped. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Rico, I'm gonna ask you the question. This is a very simple question. Since you had a pacemaker put in, I'm going to ask the question, and you probably have to give up your cigars. JM and I are wondering if you would consider taking your inventory and distributing it between the two of us.
Well, I got one left. You want me to cut it in half?
He said I got one left.
The doctor didn't say anything about not smoking a cigar. I mean, like, although they give you some literature that says no smoking, but it doesn't mean cigars. It means cigarettes.
Okay, so we got you. All right, listen, we're out of time, anyways. Rico, all kidding aside, man, we're glad that everything came out okay.
Yes,
Jam and I
yes.
A lot of people that we've talked to, everybody's thrilled that you came out of this. And you know something, Rick, the way we're looking at it, it was kind of it was a good luck thing that, not that it happened, but that everything else with you, all the other mechanics are working pretty well. So you're going to be back on the golf course, right?
I don't believe it's luck. You know me. I believe God was with me because that day I had the infusion appointment, and without that, forget it, I would have just gone on,
Right.
Probably eventually just bang.
Okay, well, you're not banging and you're good, man. You're good, and we're thrilled that you're good. That's all we care about.
That's it, buddy.
For your having me on and having a little fun here. I feel good, and in 6 weeks I can play golf again.
Excellent.
And go back to normal.
All right, listen, we're going to let you go. Hey, to our viewers and listeners, don't forget, next week we have a regular show. The week after that, I'm going to be at the National, and we're going to do 2 national shows, 1 hour each. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and a lot going on this summer. With that being said, guys, thanks for jumping in. We're glad Rico's okay. A fun show. And to our viewers and listeners, thanks for all the support. By the way, we did get some nice emails from some of our sponsors asking about Rico, and it's all good. So with that being said, happy collecting.